Yellows, yellows, everyone, and welcome to SuccessFULLER, Part 2. And right out of the gate, going for 100 golden points, can anyone tell me what are the 3 criteria for goals to be successful? Does anybody remember? And the criteria for a goal to be successful is because we all have goals, right? We understood that hopes and dreams and desires are soft goals, but they're still goals, right? They still are at the back of our mind or the front of our mind. They still color our decisions. They still color our choices because that is what we want from our lives. And yet, every goal cannot be successful unless it meets these 3 criteria. Consistency in aim and effort. Inspire and motivate us. Fantastic. Diana, what are the other 2? Inspire or motivate. Yes, Poonam, what are the other 2? I'm going to take that as 1. Smart goals. Well, ideally every goal should be a smart goal, and these 3 criteria do actually make them smart goals. We should feel hopeful, for sure. Inspire, motivate. Clarity, very good. Very good. Optimistic and energized, excellent. I'm going to take that as number 2. What's number 1? Good morning. And what is your name? Good morning. Enhance our life. Authentic, correct. Give me another word for authentic. How do you know it's authentic? Actually, there's a way to know it's authentic, but one more thing. It's personal. Thank you. So anyway, 50 golden points to all for trying. You'll all have some idea, those of y'all who have given answers that didn't have to do with the call 1 replay. I appreciate it. You're also absolutely correct. But the 3 criteria are, number 1, I, me, mine. You cannot have a goal for your children. You cannot have a goal for your mother and father. You cannot have a goal for anyone else except yourself. Number 2, it has to be energizing and exciting. When you think about your goal, whoa, you want to get out of bed and get cracking. And therefore, number 3 is motivating. Because it's yours, because it's exciting, it will always be motivating. Meaning, you won't be waiting around for it to happen. That's not a goal. You will do something about it because you're hungry. You want it. You want to be it. And that is why one of the loveliest goal-setting decrees is, I want ... I want to be ... The I want and I want to be presumes all the criteria. It is yours. You are excited to take the next step and motivated to stay committed because no goal happens in a straight line. There will be twists and turns and ups and downs, days when you will wonder what you're working so hard for, phases of self-doubt and low confidence. But if your goal, dream, desire is authentic, it will become bigger than you, it will lead you, it will see you through the end. To let me know you get this and that we are all on the same page, please say ready in the chat. And thank you so much, Shanmuga. All 4 parts of the mind, I'm going to come to that. So all 4 parts of the mind are the parts of a goal. And how we make sure that all these 4 parts are there when we check the authenticity of the goal with the other decrees, which we will do for our health and our wealth today. Because we did a poll 1.5 days back, and while the winner was money and wealth, we cannot have wealth without health. In fact, you can't have anything without health, because whatever it is you want, whatever it is that is your dream or your hope or your goal, you will need to take the next step. You will need to take action, and no action is possible if your body is not going to support you take that. So health is the first step to whatever it is that you have in mind. So even if you've joined the call because you have financial goals, some health goals may also be required. The biggest superstar in India and one of the richest men in the world comes from a middle-class background, lost his father at 15 and his mother at 25. He went on to make a formidable global brand of his name, and then 3 years back, his son was arrested, put in jail for a nominal thing. For all his power, money, and influence, he could not get his son out of jail till the cops, the government finished 3 weeks later. And for more than a year then, he withdrew from the public, only to return with the blockbusters Pathan and Jawan last year. Those are just 3 stories from Bollywood king Shah Rukh Khan's life, and none of them stopped him from being and doing the one thing he wanted to do: act and be in films. Whatever other regrets he may have, his dream is not one of them. How will you know whether your goal will drive you through the dark night of the soul and beyond the twilight zone? By checking with what's going on with my goals, like we did on call 1 and spent quite a bit of time with it. But today we will do that with our dreams and desires for our health and then wealth. Once again, to let me know that we're all flowing together and on the same page, please say, ready. Ready also means that you're going to be able to put down your goal for your health. You may have more than one goal, but there will be one goal which is number 1. Put down your number 1 goal and put it down correctly. I want to be. Choose either one, put it down. I want dash, dash, dash. I want to be dash, dash, dash. But you choose one. So you will know. When you look at your goal, you will know whether it's an I want or it's an I want to be. Like, good morning. What is your name? Good morning. We can call you good morning, but what is your name? Like Diana said, I want to be healthier. Now, the way to write this is, I want to be, right? So when you write this down in your notepad, and which you will do right now, you will write it down in decree language and grammar. So you will use the capitals as mentioned, and you will definitely use the exclamation mark. So I want to release extra weight. I want to be out of low back pain. So I want to have a strong low back, or I want to be back pain free. I want to cure my lymphedema. Put the exclamation mark. I want to release 50 pounds of excess weight. Okay, okay. Ambitious, but definitely possible. I want to walk, dance, and run easily and be pain-free. Now you have given 1, 2, 3. You've given me what is the result of your goal. Right? To be pain-free means you will be able to walk, dance, run easily. Is that correct? And therefore your goal is actually to be pain-free. Is your goal to be, see, if you have pain, your first goal has to be pain-free. Nothing else is happening. No strength is developing, no stamina is developing, no digestive system is improving, no metabolism is upgrading if there is pain in the body. So if you have pain in the body, your first goal has to be being pain-free. If you're living with pain, your money story will also start becoming painful, because it will start becoming painful to take action. And then you are not going to have the motivation, you are not going to be energized and excited about taking action because there's pain in the body, which means you're going to start waiting around for your goal to take place, and then we don't know. Maybe your karma will allow it to happen, but karma also requires action. So we don't know now if this goal will be SuccesFULLER. So if there is pain in the body, that is the only goal you can have for your health. I want to maintain. If there is no pain, I want to maintain my health and fitness. Super. I want to be healthier and slim. Are both mutually exclusive? Is healthier separate from slim? I want to be more successful in my career. Lovely. I want to be fit. Very nice. I want healthy, strong lungs and digestive system. Well, and choose your lungs first, because how you breathe is also how you digest. And if your chest is not strong, in any case, food pipes will also start getting compressed and curved, and that itself can also start impacting your digestive system. So let's stick to, I want healthy, strong lungs. Write them down, my lovelies. Write them down here properly. Write them down in your notebook. I want to have a healthy digestive system. I want perfect health. Okay. Okay. But write it in decree language and grammar. I want to be happier. Lovely. Everybody's written it down? There are 4 parts to how your goal will succeed. And I will come to those 4 parts little later. They're already there in the first half of call 1's replay. But I'm just going to give you the test decree. The test decree, the check decree, the alignment decree, which is what's going on with look at the goal you've put down and please ask, what's going on with this goal? What's going on with my goal? But please choose one, because otherwise you will not know whether your response is for one or more than one. I want to breathe deep and easy. And just by the way, for those of you all new to the decrees are cosmically, divinely empowered words that when you just say them, things start to happen. So it's almost instantaneous and immediate, which means that in just writing down your goal or in saying your goal, you're going to start feeling better. So when you say, I want to be pain-free, your pain will start reducing. When you say, I want to be happier, some happiness will already start increasing. So when you say, I want to breathe deep and easy, your breathing will immediately start to get better. So take a moment there as well. Speak your goal. Speak it. I want or I want to be. And you will see it is already happening. It has already started. In just saying it correctly, it has begun. Okay, now what's going on with my lymphedema or what's going on with my health is also a way to use this particular decree, but that's not what you're doing right now. What you're doing is you are asking it to work on what's going on with the goal. What is your goal? Mention your goal, look at your goal, ask, what's going on with this goal? What's going on with my goal? What's going on with this goal for my health? What's going on with my goal for my health? Either way, but don't use it like this right now. Use it the way I have mentioned it. And tell me, what's the reaction? No, that. Okay, Zeddy, we'll go with that, but look at it. Okay, my lovelies. Please take a look. Everybody, stop. Everybody, eyes on chat. Take a look at what Zeddy has mentioned. Now, I'm going to write the same thing that Zeddy has mentioned, and then you take a look at that. I've left out the word curing, but take a look at that sentence. Cheerful. Take a look at mine. When you leave out the exclamation mark, it becomes a question and your left brain will go to work. We have no desire for your left brain to go to work. It might still go to work, that's okay, but we are not calling upon your left brain to give us an answer. We're not even calling upon your right brain to give us an answer. We are just allowing ourselves to be in the answer when we ask like this. What's going on with my goal? What's going on with this goal? What's going on with this goal for my health? What's going on with my health goal? You have mentioned the goal. Now you have to ask the question. If the first thing that crosses your mind is confusion, I'm not sure, it's okay. That's also a reaction, and that's also a response. In adding the exclamation mark, the question will give you the answer that heals you. Without the exclamation mark, you will now start thinking. But I don't want you to think. The time for thinking was before the call. Time for thinking was after call 1. The time for thinking will be after this call. Don't think right now. So like Rhonda said, pressure in the top and back of my head move to my forehead. So your first response is not lightness. Your first response is there's something in the way. There's some blockage here. So what's going on? Yeah. Now, what's going on with my goal of maintaining health and fitness? But if you'd already mentioned your goal or written your goal and looked at it, you wouldn't have to write the full sentence. You would have just written or said, what's going on with this goal? So like Vanita says, sense of calmness in the body. So there is some alignment with the goal. Payal's heartbeat increased and I got an answer. It's not going to complete. What was the goal? Lute says, I felt okay. Okay. And we are giving it 30 seconds, so you will check again. Honey says, trying to breathe deep. Do you mean there is a stuckness in the breath? Nishi says, cooler, fresh eyes, feel refreshed. Lovely. Diana says, burning feeling in my knee, left. Some block showed and left. Nitika felt expansion. No, Aparajita, we are not yet at finances. You have to flow with us where we are. So slight stagnation in the throat, but the rest of the body feels heavy. So let the block go, because it will go. 30 seconds later, either a fresh block will reveal itself or this one will leave. You have to let it go. So Bulaka says, I want perfect vision. You have to write it in the decree way, Bulaka. And then you have to ask, what's going on with this goal? And Payal asked you if they're mutually exclusive. Is healthier not slimmer? Is slimmer not healthier? Choose one. I want to be pain-free. What's going on with this goal? Not what's going on with my neck pain. Because that will give rise to another clearing. Something completely different will happen. Like Honey says, there's heaviness in the breath and chest. So again, right, there is no ease with your goal. So either we have to wait, or we have to redefine the goal, or we have to check if it's our goal or somebody else's goal that we would like to please and therefore we would like to do. Those are not goals that work out. How many of us have had goals where we have wanted to please someone or get someone's approval or get someone's validation? How have those goals worked out for us so far? I'll give you the answer. They have not worked out because they weren't our goals. They were somebody else's expectations, and because that somebody was important to us, we said, this is my dream also, this is my desire also, this is my goal also, but that is not how you can have successful goals. In fact, that goal will never be successful. So, Honey, yeah, it's okay. There's heaviness. What's going on with this heaviness? What's going on with this heaviness? Yes, Rhonda, I want to release excess weight. What's going on with my goal? What's going on with this goal? But write it down in your notebook as well. And write down, I want on top, leave some space, and then ask what's going on with this goal. Like Zeddy says, throat is free now, but tonsils are uncomfortable. What's going on? What's going on with this uncomfortable? What's going on with my tonsils? Allow it to release. Allow it to keep releasing. Because as you release the block, either your goal is going to come into alignment with you. You are going to come into alignment with your goal, or you will understand immediately that you need another goal. Do not listen to your mind insisting that it has to be the goal you have mentioned. Unless you are in pain, then you have to stick to being pain-free. Mulaka sighed and then coughed up. And you coughed up phlegm. Did you clear something? And once there is a relief from the reaction, check your goal again. Write it in your notebook on the next page and write it here as well. Like Payal, shifted to healthier and felt energy flowing through third eye to throat chakra, and I am going to assume that this was a nice sensation, that something about it felt correct and good, that it's not disturbing you, it's not unsettling you. Superb. Next page, people. What is your goal? And now write it here again, and we will move into the 3-minute closer successful routine. No, Nitika, you will put down. You've already felt expansive, so you are in alignment with your goal. But check your goal again. Is that still your goal? Is it another goal? Write it on your second page and write it down here. Like Lucy is also feeling much calmer now. Good. Check your goal. Do you need to change it, or is it the correct goal for you? And if you are confirming that it is your correct goal, please write it down in decree language and grammar in your notebook on the second page and here as well. It's lovely. I want to keep my lymphatic system healthy. What a fantastic goal. I mean, just listening to that feels like it's so doable. So we've got one confirmation of the goal. Everybody else, give me confirmations of your goals. Yeah. Pile, everything is not in capitals, but we'll let it be. Okay. 2 confirmations are in. And remember what I said, my lovelies, about working with the decrees. When you use a decree, it begins work immediately. In the I want and the I want to be, your goal has already begun to be achievable. You are already getting closer to your goal. My mouth is smiling now. Okay. I want to be fitter. Lovely. But Vinita, what about pain? Please remember, my lovelies, only if there is pain, then your goal has to stay about being pain-free. I want to keep my throat chakra healthy. You have to write it in the decree language. I want to have strong lungs. Very nice. I want to master self-care. So beautiful. Rhonda, we are not. Okay, you are going in the correct order of the work, but right now we are just confirming our goals in order to move on to the 3-minute routine, in order to move on to the Trinaural Decrees. I want to maintain my health while being closer to Mother Nature. So there is a qualifier to your goal, but okay. Brida says, if I'm pain-free, then only I can be fitter. So why are you jumping to class 6 when you have to be in class 4? Please be in class 4. Please put your goal down as being pain-free. I want to heal my digestive system. Okay. I want to be pain-free. Very good. I want to have clearer vision. Lucy, decree language and grammar with capitals, please. I want to be pain-free. Excellent. I want to be free from gum infection. Exclamation, when you put an exclamation mark away from the word, you are delaying your manifestation. Put your exclamation mark next to the word. So I want to be closer to nature is the second goal. So, okay, you have chosen 2 goals. Very nice, Lucy. You have gotten it. Satri says, I want to feel peaceful and fulfilled at all times. Both of them can be slightly different. Although when we are peaceful, we are fulfilled. When we are fulfilled, we are at peace. So I'll let it be for now. Good, Bulaka. If saliva comes up or phlegm comes up, you have to spit it out. I want to be more successful in my career. Is nice. I want my hips to be pain-free. Very nice goal. I want to be financially free. Yogita, we are not at finances yet. Hang on. I want to be pain and injury-free in my body. Write it down in the correct language. You can see in just a few mentions above your writing how it's being written. Please write it like that. You have to flow. Everybody has to flow together. And Zofia, you are given 3 exclamation marks. Okay. Okay. 1 does the work, but fine. 3 is also okay. All right, my lovely. The 3-minute routine has to do with 2 things. 1, if we are not already there, clearly something is in the way. And the second, and I want you all to remember this, for whatever healing you'll experience, go through or learn in your life, that as human beings, our desire is always to have a sense of connection and bond with another. It takes precedence over anything. Whether you want a connection with nature, whether you want a connection with God, whether you want a connection with the universe, whether you want a connection with your family, whether you want a connection with a potential partner, we all seek this bonding and connection, which means that not only could there be something going on in the way of your desires, dreams, and goals, there could also be someone. Our relationships influence us in ways that are way beyond jobs, careers, houses, money. So these 2, what could be in the way and who could be in the way? And again, I am not asking you for an answer, because the beauty of the Trinaural Decrees is that we don't need the answer, because sometimes the answer can also be very frightening, especially in the who is in your way, who is not letting you do this, who is not letting you have this, who is the one who is creating and causing so much stress in your life that your body is having pain or that your body is having these symptoms. You don't have to look at that, not for today's call. When we go on to do our training calls and our workshops, which begin from Monday, we will take a look at this in more detail, but not required today. And therefore, the first thing that you are now going to ask and give the answer to is, so, for example, I want my belly to be flatter. Oh, so nice. I want my belly to be flatter. Okay. Why hasn't it happened? What is in the way? Who is in the way? Hang on, my lovely. Let me finish and give you the full set. Whatever is in the way, I let it go. Whatever is in the way, I let it all go. Because something is obviously in the way. Otherwise, you'd have already gotten it. What is in the way? The question presumes I am asking about the goal. What is in the way of me achieving this goal, getting this goal? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Let me give it to you. What is in the way? And now you're going to say it as well. What is in the way? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Tell me how that made you feel. And also, for those of us, for example, saying, wanting to be pain-free, check what's happening with your pain. Those of you all asking for better eye vision, check what's happening with your eye vision. Those of you all asking for a flatter belly, check what's happening with your flatter belly. Zofia mentioned gum infection. Check what's happening with the gum. Like Nishi says, free and light. Satsit says, amazing. This is only part one. So quickly tell me already what is happening in all of this. Now, I want to be more successful in my career, which is a financial goal, and we will take a look at it there. You may not have a clear sense, right? Because you haven't given a physical goal. Like Nitika's shoulders feel lighter. Honey says breathing still more heavy, which means there's quite a bit of congestion. Is there a history of asthma as well? Is there a history of abusive childhood or abuse in current relationships? Is there a history of anybody having anything to do with chest, lungs, breath in your mother's family or father's family? MV is yawning. Anita says had water and the pain is slightly better. One more time. What is in the way of me being pain-free? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. You will have another sip of water and check. Lute says, my eyes feel like opened up. What did they open up to? When eyes open up, they open up because you're waking up to something. What did you just wake up to? What are you seeing better? What's in front of you that you may have been missing all this time that is actually how you will be more successful? Zeddy says pressure in the head. What's going on with this pressure? What's going on with my head? What's going on with this pressure? What's going on with my head? Because that will also start clearing and releasing it. So Payal's answered, but I was asking Honey because Honey mentioned the breathing heavy. But Payal, you've mentioned that your father has breathing problems. Okay. Zeddy says pressure in head, but smile is back. Okay. Awesome. Namrata says some pain in my upper back. What's going on with this pain? What's going on with my upper back? What's going on with the pain in my upper back? Have some water and let us check. That's lovely, Nitika. I understood the emotional block associated with it. Excellent. What's going on with my emotional block? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. And for Namrata, it's gone. Superb. Everything happening at the speed of light. We're saying it, it's taking place. We're saying it, it's taking place some more. We're saying it, we're manifesting it. What's going on with this burning? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. You have to ask the question and give the answer. If you go only for the answer, the effects are much lesser. And why? We will do once we have done our work on health and wealth. And Lud says, I feel I'm ready, is okay to go for it. Great. Do you know what to do next? Because our goals have to do with such a deep, intrinsic part of us, that desire, that hunger, that need, that want, we usually know what we will do next. I gave the example of Shah Rukh Khan, king of Bollywood. Shah Rukh Khan studied. He studied at the National School of Drama. He studied at the theatre school. He made sure that he was part of everything that was going on in his school. He dropped out of college, but he made sure that he was doing what was required for this dream to come true. If you have a goal and it is fulfilling the 3 criteria of I, me, mine, energizing and exciting, motivating, you will know what to do next. And usually what you need to do next is some form of training. If you want to be a swimmer, are you going to be a swimmer tomorrow? You will be a swimmer tomorrow if you've already been training for swimming. You have to know what to do next, and that also lets you know if your goal is in integrity, authentic, and going to be successful. Pal says answer came that heat in body part, felt at that part. What is that answer? Do you have to heat that part? Lute says work. Yes to that, why not? And Architect Millet says, amazing, felt pain on shoulder but now gone after saying, I let it go. Superb. Please remember, you are saying it after the questions are being asked. Otherwise, while I let it go is also a decree, it will have lesser effects. You need the question to be there as well for the maximum result. And again, when we have worked through our health and wealth, I will tell you why and why this is so important to be using it like this. And Zeddy says, I already have a plan. That's awesome. Do you know your next step? Vinita says, got the awareness that I need to do my physio exercises more regularly and with dedication. Superb. You know your next step. Okay, so Pal, then the answer is not the reaction. The heat means there's anger. You have to work through anger. And as we have spoken, and anybody who has done any kind of body weight work with me, anger is one of the things that does increase body fat, has to be worked on. Like Diana says, I have to move more and eat less. But why is everything in capitals, my love? Okay, I have to. So here's another thing about goals. When you say I have to, you are not going to do it beyond a few days. Because have to is pressure. Have to is force. So you would say, I want to. How do you set a goal? I want to be, and then you will check it with what's going on with this goal. And then you will get closer after you have confirmed that that is the goal, or if you have a new goal with the trinaural steps. What's in the way of you achieving this goal? What's in the way of you being pain-free? What's in the way of me being pain-free? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. And now the second part. Like Nitika says, my goal updated to I want to be more active. And is that okay? My goals are changing constantly. It's absolutely fine. Everything has to have a margin of flexibility. Anything you've made rigid and fixed and inflexible, again, you might have some success, but success fuller and fullest is not happening. Next part. Who is in the way of achieving your goal? Who is in the way of me achieving this goal? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. Let me write it down for you all again. So second part. Who is in the way of this? And you can define this. Who is in the way of me being pain-free? Whoever it is, I let it go. And I'm not saying I let them go. I'm saying I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. Like Nitika says, feeling confident. Excellent. Please try it. All of y'all who know the body part you're working with, like we have a lower body part, we have a gum, we have lymphedema, we have upper back, we have chest. Check what's happening here. Check what's happening in the body part that you have wanted success in or success with. What is in the way of me achieving this? I let it, whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Who is in the way of me achieving this? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. Zofia, it is the particular energy between you and whoever. And Zeddy says, smiles continue. Superb. Pal says, I thought it will be husband or mother-in-law, but I saw my mom. Burning in throat shifts slowly towards chest. What's going on with this burning? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Who is in this burning? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. Have water and check. Diana says, my father came up, already passed away in 2011. I'm very sorry. And still grieving. which means your grief is in the way. And while it is not fair to call grief a block, because grief deserves all the attention possible, grief has its own timelines. You can take 2 years, you can take 5, you can take 10. But grief will always keep you back. Grief and SuccessFULLER do not go together. But now you have identified what it is. So pay attention to your grief. Don't cover it with positivity. Don't cover it with escapism. Don't avoid it. Grieve and grieve fully. Zeddy says, I feel as I'm a little girl. Awesome. And Dolly says, I'm smiling. I let it all go. Zufia, how are your gums feeling? How's your sense of it? Can I go to the next part, my lovelies? One more part before we move on to wealth. Yes? To let me know we're all flowing together and on the same page, please say ready. And she's already put it down. Next part. Now, when we have a goal, dream, desire, hope, wish, aspiration that has not yet been fulfilled, we know something's going on in there. But at the same time, no goal or dream can come true without support, without resources, without others stepping in to help us, others being part of our team. There is nobody successful in the world who doesn't have a team. This team will be human team. It will also be the angelic team. It will also be the karmic team. So there are many intelligences that take place in our blockages as well as in our moving forward. And so the next very exciting set of the Trinaural Decree is, what will make this happen? What will make this come true? What will make my dream happen? What will make it happen? Find your own way to form the question. Whatever it is, I receive it. Whatever it is, I receive it all. I'm going to put it down for you. What will make this happen? What will make my goal take place? What will make my dreams a reality? Whatever it is, I receive it. Whatever it is, I receive it all. So cool, right? Please try it for yourself. And I trust that everybody's still keeping in mind their goal, that you've not forgotten what your goal is and gone off somewhere else. Zofia's gums are feeling happier. And Zofia, now when you do this round, see how much better they feel. Honey, how's your breathing? How's your chest? Payal, how's your burning? Namrata, how's your back? Zeddy, how is your head? Vinita, how is the pain? And anybody else in pain as well? Like for Payal, it is very less. For Zeddy, it is good. Now, just as we were clearing whatever was the block and the blockages, like whatever is in the way and whoever is in the way, same way, now that we are receiving what we want to receive to make it happen, we also have to receive whoever is going to make it happen. So, who will make this happen with me? So not like now other people are going to come and fulfill your goal, because that's not their goal. Their goal is not to fulfill your goal. Your goal is to fulfill your goal. Remember, number one criteria for goal is I, me, mine. Energized and excited, motivated and inspired, which means you want to take the next step. If you're waiting for someone else to do it for you, it's not a goal. It's not going to be SuccesFULLER. So who will make this happen with me? Whoever it is. And this doesn't matter if it's your ex. It doesn't matter if it's the friend you have now done katti with. It doesn't matter if it's someone that you said, I will never have anything to do with this person again, because you do not know who can help you. We never shut our doors on how our dreams can be accomplished. Of course, we also always want to stay in dharma. We also always want to apply integrity. So I'm not saying if you knew a bank robber and your bank robber is coming to help you, that you now become best friends with him or her. Please don't. You will use your common sense. All success has to do with common sense first. Hard work, of course. Commitment, of course. Perseverance, of course. Doing the rain dance till the rain comes, of course. Going back up on the horse after you've fallen off, of course. But number one is common sense. All success has common sense to it. One of the examples I gave on the last call was that if you don't like math, you cannot have a goal of being an astronaut or an astrophysicist or even a physicist. Because it's not common sense, right? It's not logical. So always applying common sense. Who will make this happen with me? Whoever it is, I receive it. Whoever it is, I receive it all. Who will make this happen with me? Now, this set of three has to be used as a set of three. They are the Trinaural Decrees. And this Trinaural works in a, okay, I'm jumping. I said I would do it after we worked on health and wealth. I will tell you about how it behaves and how it behaves the way it does when used together for best results little later. Who will make this happen with me? Please take a look at your goal and ask, who will make this happen with me? Whoever it is, I receive it. Whoever it is, I receive it all. Open your arms also. I receive it all. Absolutely. Isn't it, Zeddy? Isn't it super? Isn't it lovely? And can you also see, my lovelies, how much more open you now are? How much closer are you to accomplishing your goals? How closer are you to being successfuller? It's only 3 minutes. Lute says, makes me laugh. But an openness, right? You are now open. You are now open to whatever it takes to make it happen. One of the things that makes us collapse, whatever our desires are, whatever our goals are, is when we start thinking, I've got to do this alone. Nobody has gone alone. Nobody has made it alone. Nobody, my lovely. Vinita says, feeling it's achievable. It's very achievable because, Vinita, for you, it's just a matter of fixing up time with your physiotherapist. It's also a matter of having some basic things that you can do no matter which part of the world you're in. And does your goal have to be your commitment to your goal? Like Zofia said, add blocks to receiving. Do you still have them? Why do I have blocks to receiving? Which I was going to do in our money work, but here it comes. Why do I have blocks to receiving? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Who's blocking my receiving? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. Nishi says, feel safer and stronger. Fantastic. Satri says, everything feels possible now. Zeddy says, feel radiant now. And Nitika says, got clarity to another aspect of my life too. Superb. Superb, superb, superb. Can we, shall we move on to wealth? To let me know that we are all flowing together and on the same page. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You all have already said, ready. In fact, I've also gotten a super ready. Nice. I've gotten a Yas Boo as well, which was our Kulja Sim Sim word in our last call. But Yas Boo and ready, ready, super ready. All right, my lovelies, please put down your financial goals in your notebook. Don't put it here. Here, I want only once we have confirmed that that is the goal. Put it in your notebook. I want to be. Choose one. Sorry, choose one. Oh, cheers, everybody. And while you're putting it down, I'm going to give you all a minute. If you all want to take a washroom break, take a washroom break and come back. Nitika says, does it have to be a number? No. I want and I want to be. So I want to be doesn't have a number. So choose one. Choose either the I want or the I want to be. And while you all do this, I'm going to give you the most important question, not to be confused with question decree. What we did just now in the trinaural set, that is the question decree. What's going on with is a question decree. It's not a question. But I want to give you the most important question, which also tells you whether your goal is going to be successful. And the most important question is, I'm writing it down as well. And the question is, are my habits in alignment with my goals? Are my habits aligned to my goals? Now, habit is a very big word. And this big question is actually carrying 3 questions in it. And these 3 questions are, one moment, and I'm going to give you the shorter version of that. Our habits are formed because of how we feel, think, and behave. So a habit is not a simple thing. It's not about controlling a habit, because your habit doesn't have one energy. It has 3 energies. So when we say, are my habits aligned to my goals, what we're really asking is, are my thoughts aligned to my goals? Are my feelings aligned to my goals? Are my behaviors aligned to my goals? The sum total of this, are my thoughts, feelings, and behaviors aligned to my goal, is really what the question, are my habits aligned to my goals, is. Are your habits aligned to your goals? Because, so it is like, and not that Zeddy doesn't know what she's going to do next, but she brought up something very important, right? She said, I have a plan already. Vinita brought up the next step. I have to make an appointment with the physiotherapist. Now, your thought has come in to the alignment, because all planning happens with the head. All this, I know what appointment I have to make, is also happening in your head. But are your feelings aligned to this? Are your behaviors aligned to this? Are you going to make that call? Are you going to take that next step? This alignment is also taken care of when we look at what's going on with my goals. Because the reaction you have to that will tell you if your thought is not in alignment. Your thought is your conscious mind. If your feelings are not in alignment, which is your subconscious mind. If your behaviors are not in alignment, which is your unconscious mind. Which is why, even if you are feeling amazing about mentioning a goal, and there was Dee on our last call, and she said, I'm feeling so light, I'm feeling so energized, I want to help everybody. And then when we did the check, there was complete breakdown. There was no alignment. So you cannot just write, I want and I want to. If you are committed to being successfuller, you will have to check. What's going on with my goals? Whatever you have written down in your notebook now for your financial goals, please check. What's going on with this goal? Don't ask what's going on with this number. Don't say what's going on with me being financially free. Ask what's going on with this goal. What's going on with my money goal? What's going on with my financial goals? Check your reaction. The 4 paths for any goal to work are subconscious, conscious, unconscious, and superconscious. Your superconscious is your soul. It is your destiny. It is the part of you that made you girl or boy. It is the part of you that brought you to a certain family, that brought you to a certain city, that brought you to a certain job. Your superconscious is the one that is making sure the alignment is taking place or is sending you the message, change your goal. How did some of y'all frame your goal separately? Did that come from your mind? Did that come from your emotions? Did that come from your behavior? No, my lovely. It came from your superconscious. Your superconscious is your conduit between you and the universe. So when you are saying, I receive it all, who is going to bring it in? Your superconscious is going to communicate with the universe and it is going to start happening. The 4 paths have to be lined up to be successfuller. Other places of common sense. It is very difficult to achieve goals on your own. Like I said, you cannot go it alone. If you're shedding weight, maybe you will do some things and maybe you've already had some success. But imagine if you were in a group and all of y'all had the same goal. And all of y'all were reminding each other every day, today I'm feeling better, today my clothes are looser, today I have already shed a stone, today I have this doubt. The moment you have support, you are going to accomplish it. You also always have to have somebody who's reminding you about what to do. Because we don't have this in place, then the follow-up doesn't happen. Today, you are going to enjoy it, you're going to love it, you're going to be 3 minutes closer to your goals, you're going to be 3 minutes more successfuler, and then what will happen 3 days later? You need a follow-up system. You need somebody to be able to remind you, hey, you had this goal, we're working on it. Be serious about our goals. You don't have to do this package. But if you're serious about your goals, whoever can make it happen, I receive it all, and then whoever shows up, work with them. Like Zeddy says, following my intuition, already made first steps, had first intro meeting with physiotherapists specializing with lymphedema. I love it because you will need chest strengthening. Fantastic. Please take a look at what showed up after you said what's happening with this goal, with your money goals. And Zeddy says, I started reacting with feeling hot and perspiring with 2 first questions. Okay. So we know there is a physical and emotional component in the way. So there is a unconscious and subconscious block. And Honey says, my chest is feeling so much lighter now. Surprising when did for money goal. Not surprising because you've already done some clearing work. I will remind everybody again, my lovelies. Great wealth means you have to be in great health. Poor health will mean poor wealth. If you've got stuff going on with your money, I guarantee you've got stuff going on with your health. If you've got great stuff going on with your money, I guarantee you have great stuff going on with your health. Nidika says, body stretching. Oh, I need more water. One moment, please. Cheers, everybody. What's going on with this feeling hot? What's going on with this stuffiness? What's going on with this pressure? What's going on with this coming up when looking at financial goals? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. And Vinita says, just realize feeling stuckness in my legs and my money is stuck in two places. The two are intricately linked. You cannot separate the two. You cannot be tired and wheezing and then sign up for a money program. It will not come. And Tejal says, yawning so much, feel tired. Take a break, Tejal. Catch the rest on the replay, but don't disconnect from the call. And Honey says, so many healthy people struggling with money. Then check emotional health, check mental health. This is not true. Some unhealthiness will be taking place somewhere. Healthy people do not struggle with money. Ulaka says, asking first time. My mother's face came up with a red heart, asking again, my brother comes up. All right. Who's in the way of me achieving my financial goals? Who's in the way of my money? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. And even whoever faces you are seeing, see it, let it go. See it, let it go. Whoever name might pop into your head, let it go. And ZD is back to normal. Fantastic. So where are we, people? We have looked at our financial goals. We have checked alignment with what's going on with this. And have we done what's in the way of this? We have processed what's going on with this. So, you know what? I'll just say it again. Okay. Financial goals, I want to be, check. What's going on with this? What's going on with this money goal? What's going on with my goal for money? Process it. Let there be ease and peace in the body. If you're tired, take a break. You don't have to complete the full set right now. As you do more and more, the muscle will build and you will be able to do it rapidly. Once, so Lucy is yawning. Please yawn. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Yawn is letting stagnant energies leave. Stagnant means somewhere you may have been getting disinterested, losing motivation, slowing down, like just plateauing. Like the money is also plateauing. It's there, but it's not growing. Deepa says, I'm feeling hungry. Please eat. And you can eat while on the call as well. You can do the decrees anytime. Eating, showering, shaving, walking, standing, lying down, sitting of course. And Vinita feeling sleepy. Please rest, Vinita. Don't disconnect, but please rest. Nitika is energized. Superb. Superb. Are we, and feels like it's on its way? Excellent. Of course it's on its way. You are 3 minutes closer to successful. You are successfuller already. How are we, my lovelies, with what's going on with this? Is it processing? Is it clear? Shall we take a look at the trinaural set? Because there are 4 parts to the trinaural set. Ready? Awesome! Ready? Okay. What's in the way of this? Whatever it is, I let it go. Whatever it is, I let it all go. Who's in the way of these financial goals? Who's in the way of my money? Whoever it is, I let it go. Whoever it is, I let it all go. You won't have to do this more than twice, max thrice. Even once is good. But sometimes you feel like, I want to ask one more time. I want to do this set one more time. So then you do it one more time. Allowing the processing, staying hydrated always. How do we feel having said this? Whatever and whoever. The whatever set, I let go, and the whoever set of letting go. How are we feeling after this? Because you need to have some gap between the letting go and the receiving. Bolaka, mother and brother helps to achieve my health goal. There will be more people as well. Maybe you will work with a trainer, maybe you will work with a nutritionist, maybe you will join a group. You're already part of this workshop. There will be more people. And we receive them all. Okay? So let me know how we are doing. And can we take like a 10-second break and move on to the second part? And whenever you are ready, please say, ready. Okay. Okay. What will make it happen? Whatever it is, I receive it. Whatever it is, I receive it all. Who will make it happen? With me. With me, my lovelies. I will tell you all this again. Who will make it happen with me? Whoever it is, I receive it. Whoever it is, I receive it all. Please say it once and see how that makes you feel. For those of us who haven't done much healing work, processing work before, you could have a question or a doubt coming to your mind, but who will it be? How will I know, etc. If that comes up, using your left palm, you will just wave it across your eyes and forehead, like you're wiping clean, wiping clear. So you will just wave it and allow the thought to go, because we don't need that. Absolutely, so exciting. And Nitika says, feel welcoming to the support. You will definitely receive it because you're open now. And you're not identifying what it is. Like if you insist that it has to be my mother, my father, my dog, my cat, then you will only look there and miss out on all the other infinite clues and messages and people and support and help that the universe sends to us on a daily basis. Now we are fully open. Whatever it is that can help me, I receive it. Whatever it is that will help achieve this goal, I receive it all. Whoever will help with me, I receive it. Whoever will help this with me, I receive it all. How cool is this? How cool is this? And Poonam says, receive message, you are not alone. You're definitely not alone. You're also part of the Decrees group. You will never be alone. And Lucy says, feel better. We do. We all feel better when we are more open. And we also feel much better when we don't have the wah of the conscious mind trying to question, trying to fix, trying to control. Where we did none of that. We asked and we answered. Or we asked and we healed in the asking. And now, my lovelies, let me tell you about how this is working. What are the 4 parts to a goal being successfuller? Oh, thank you, Luz. Ready? What are the 4 parts to being successfuller? Not criteria. Criteria and qualification is separate. What are the 4 parts to being successfuller? Okay, that's a very important question to ask, which will also tell you about how you are aligned to your goal and whether at all it is an authentic goal. But no, the 4 parts are, yes, thank you, Deepa. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and superconscious aligned. When you ask a question, it is left brain, conscious mind. Your right brain has no questions. It doesn't ask any questions. Giving the answer is a right brain, subconscious activity. Giving the answer in plural is a hind brain, unconscious activity. What is the question? Whatever it is, whoever it is. Answers we have. First part of the answer, I let it go, I let it all go. Second part of the answer, I receive it all. 4 parts to the trinaural set. Whatever, whoever, let it go all. Whatever, whoever, receive it all. You are using simultaneously in just that 1.5 minutes your left brain, right brain, and hind brain. You are using and activating your conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. Which is why, if you do just the answers, whatever it is, I let it go, without asking the question, you will notice in a matter of 2-3 days that it is not having the full effect that you have experienced on the call. But if you're using all 3, you are using all 3 parts of your brain. Are you going to do better using just your right brain or your left brain or your hind brain unconscious? We don't really use it. We don't really do anything with it. It does things for us. How are you going to be more efficient, more successful? Using only one part or two parts or the whole part? And this is a trick question, but let us see what you all have to say. And it's a trick question because I shouldn't have had to ask the question. Obviously, the whole part. You want to use your left brain, you want to use your right brain, you want to use your unconscious. Because you see, my lovely, what's going to happen as you practice this is that you're going to find that you are behaving, thinking, feeling, acquiring habits that are getting you closer and closer to your goals. All of you have to move towards your goal. You can't be looking London, going Tokyo and feeling Kolkata. No goal is happening like that. All of you have to move forward. Therefore, you require your wholeness. And your wholeness is these four parts. You are your unconscious, subconscious, conscious, and superconscious. In coaching and training, we primarily work on the left brain because the left brain is focused on the future. So coaching and training has a lot of forward-thinking activity. It has a lot of systems, including systems of follow-up. It is very organized. It uses logic. It's quite academic. And those of you all who are coaches or trainers or are interested in being coaches and trainers, you know this. It's primarily a left brain activity. Healing is primarily a right brain and digging into the past activity. It is not very organized because your right brain manages your emotional landscape, and the emotions are never a controllable thing. You can't make emotions black and white like you can do with logic and reason in your left brain. Healing uses many intelligences beyond the intellect, and some of us prefer left brain work because we like logic and reason and we are terrified of how we feel, and because we can't control how we feel, because we can't manage how we feel, because we haven't been taught how we should process an emotion. And some of us are more comfortable with right brain and esoteric, magical, mystical sciences and all the other intelligences. And in fact, we are not very comfortable with left brain processes like paperwork, like parking, like playing chess, like having a planned routine, which is required for your goals. You can't just get up tomorrow morning and think, I'm going to be a marathon runner and go run the 22-kilometer marathon. That is not how you win. That is not how we get SuccesFULLER. So there is a requirement of the left brain to work with the right brain when it comes to whatever it is that we would like to achieve, whatever it is that we would like to manifest, whatever it is that we would like to receive, whatever it is that we would like to attract. Both of these have to work in tandem. The third part of our brain, the hind brain, the unconscious, which also therefore carries our self-sabotage, and self-sabotage is always unconscious, which is why it's uncontrollable. If it was left brain, you'd find a way to control it. If it was right brain, you'd find a way to judge it, which we do. But self-sabotage becomes it's a behavior, right? Self-sabotage is not a thought, it becomes a behavior. And that is why the future of coaching and training is healing. And the future of healing is coaching and training. A lot of coaches and trainers that I know have now started to include things like meditation, chakra work, even Reiki as part of their practice. A lot of healers I know have yet to begin to do this left brain work of being systematic and organized, having tech support, for example, in their work. But that is the future, because the future requires us to move forward as a whole. Just using left brain is not going to be enough. Just using right brain is not going to be enough. And both of these are influenced by the hind brain, the unconscious mind. When you use the decrees, you are going to find that your left brain is functioning better, your right brain is functioning better, and your habits, your unconscious systems are also upgrading themselves in order for you to get more and more SuccesFULLER, which is why the trinaural set of decrees is the ultimate marriage between coaching, training, and healing. It's not like I'm going to be mentioning what tech support you are requiring for your career. No, but you are going to go there and you're going to get the people, because remember, whoever is going to help, whoever is going to make this happen with me, I receive it all, they will show up. In decree work, the presence, honoring, respect of the superconscious, which is the messenger conduit between us and the universe, is very important. And this messaging can show up as a vision, as it can show up as an inspired thought, it can show up as a creative thought, it can show up in a dream, it can show up anywhere. When you use your left brain, right brain, and your hind brain, you are already working with the superconscious. However, if you are not going to complete your first set, which is, are you in the alignment of your goals? Are you first of all completing the 3 criteria required? Then there are going to be more stumbling blocks. So everybody who's part of the package, when there is a doubt that shows up, I will ask that we go back to the basic. You will have to check if your goal is correct, if your goal is authentic to you, if you are in integrity with this goal, or is this somebody else's integrity with their goal. Sometimes we can take a look at, let us say, a movie, and we can start thinking, wow, I want a body like that. Wow, even I want to be in the movies, especially if the movie is a success. Or wow, I want to get plastic surgery to look like that. Whose goal is it? Is it authentic? Are you in integrity? This checking with what's going on with my goal will be our work for the next 4 weeks, from 18th March till 26th April. We will do 3 calls, and the first call is going to be on health. We're going to go deeper than what we've done today, because there is a larger part to the trinaural set. You have gotten the first part, you've gotten the foundation of trinaural set, but there are more parts to it. And what we're going to be doing in our health call is Kundalini rising. And Kundalini rising means, well, it means a lot of things. But it will mean that you will have to have an easier week next. Like, that's how big the health call is going to be. From there, we will move on to money work, because money requires health. So we will have money rising, wealth rising. And from there, we will move on to relationships rising. All of these rising, where we are coming into more and more alignment with the harmony with our health, our wealth, and in our relationships. Does this mean that you will get exactly what you want? Yes, provided your goal is in integrity with you. So we will always keep checking. From Monday, our practice on Telegram and email will begin. On Saturday, next Saturday, our call will take place. Our next call will take place, which is why if you look at the page, you will see that it says call 3, because this was call 2, call 1 is already out there. 5 calls in this program. 18th March till 26th April, we will be together. Like I reminded you all on call 1, we're also using this time because it's going to be Mercury retrograde, and Mercury can mess up our head very easily. You want to be on top of it. You want to be in charge of it. Doing a program that uses your mind completely is awesome in Mercury retrograde. So come. Prices already went up from call 1, and tomorrow they will go up again. At this point, is it? Yes, thank you. It is only at USD 88. If you still haven't grabbed it, please do, because tomorrow by 12 noon IST, it will be 122. The entire program is more than $450. It's more than 33,000 rupees. It is available right now in rupees 6,401. If you didn't take the previous offer, take this one. Tomorrow, this will go up to beyond 8,122 USD. Wow. Some of you are already in. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's going to be a slightly bumpy road, but it's also going to be great fun. By the time Mercury retrograde comes and goes, you are going to be on top of things. Who else is joining us? Whoever you are, I receive you. Whoever you are, I receive you all. And before we sign out, please ask me, my lovelies, any questions? Thank you, Nitika. Thank you. Final check. Look at your health goals. Look at your financial goals. How are they seeming to you now? Thank you, Nishi. How are your goals looking now? How are your dreams looking now? How is your next reality looking now? Positive and achievable. Superb. What if everybody else is also feeling that way? So happening. Feel at peace. Excellent. Okay, MB asks, do you still think there's place for traditional psychology masters since healers are shifting to left brain coaching? There will always be place for traditional psychology masters. They will shift to more healing techniques, but psychology is never going to go. Psychology is one of the trainings in which we become counselors, or we become therapists, or we become psychiatrists, or we become psychologists. That's never going to go. It's not getting substituted. Healers shifting to left brain coaching is not about healers forgetting what they are doing. And psychologists, trainers, coaches, shifting or including, shifting is not the word, including right brain work like healing practices doesn't mean that they are going to overlook that. It's the balance between the two. It's the Shiv Shakti. In coaching, it's primarily Shiv. In healing, it's primarily Shakti. But you need this marriage to take place for best results and quickest results. Nobody is substituting one for the other. In fact, I remember speaking to this young person who had already, she's 23, I think her name is Aishwarya. And Aishwarya has done her psychology master's, and she's done her NLP, and she's done her PLR regression, and that's the work she does in her therapy. Lucy's asked, is Kundalini rising safe? Kundalini rising is very safe. We are not doing rituals, we are not doing mantras, but will you have reactions? Yes. Will you need time off? Yes. Can you feel very exhausted for days after? Yes. Is it a spiritual activity? It is. And okay, but I'm glad you asked, Lucy. So the reason the program is Kundalini rising is because Kundalini, from our tailbone rising to our crown chakra and then shooting out and then falling on both sides like a fountain, cannot happen if your health is not okay. It cannot happen if there are blockages. And blockages can happen in various forms. It can happen with shame, it can happen with judgment, it can happen with anger, it can happen with grief, it can happen with fear. So when we work on Kundalini rising, we're actually taking a look at many systems and emotions in the body, which is why it can be tiring, which is why you will need to have lighter days after. Our Kundalini work is going to be like no other Kundalini work you have experienced. Just as you can see, the decrees is like no other work. First of all, there's nothing faster. And second of all, there's nothing simpler. And third of all, there's nothing easier. But you do have to honor the feedback loop. You do have to honor whatever reactions show up. You always have to respect whatever comes your way, whether it's an insight, a message, or your body being a certain way. Yes, that can happen, Lucy, but nosebleeds happen if there's a lot of pressure in the body, a lot of heat in the body, and a lot of hyper frustrations in the body. But if you have a good teacher, your teacher would have already told you which paths not to do in Kundalini Yoga. How safe would the decree Kundalini syndrome you can leave now be? What do you mean by Kundalini syndrome? And with you can leave now, which is the foundation decree, you can try it on anything and check for yourself. You will know within minutes and hours if this is a good decree, safe decree, to be done decree. You can leave now for anything. And everything. I will also mention here that while you can work on various things you would like in your life using the decrees, you must always begin where you are. If you have pain, you must begin there. If you have anxiety, you must begin there. If you're annoyed and frustrated and stressed, you must begin there. Excess body heat, rashes in case it goes wrong through other practices. Excess body heat means there's a lot of pitta, which means there's a lot of anger and acidity in the body. Your body is just releasing it. Rashes come from making many rash decisions or being very fixed and inflexible in your outlook. Your body is only telling you how you have been or how you are being. There's nothing wrong with your body having a reaction. You have to respect and honor every message from everywhere. Your body is not disempowering you in falling unwell. It's not disempowering you in having a cold. It's not disempowering you in having pain. It's telling you something to pay attention to. It's telling you something to work through. If we do not know how to honor and respect our bodies, we will also not know how to honor and respect all the other gifts that show up in the world, because our bodies are our first gift from God. Any other questions, my lovelies, especially on the work we have done today and on our last call, or on the package? Okay, I take it as not. But thank you, 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 everybody. Thank you so much for being here, especially for those of you all who were on both calls, especially for those of you all who will be listening to both call replays. I appreciate your time so much. It's always a joy. It's always a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you on our work from Monday onwards. Oh, we do have a question. Okay. Thank you so much for saying that, Nifika. Question is, I joined late and wanted to know, may we have more than one goal? You can have more than one goal, but you will have to work through all of them in the way that we have done in call 1 and call 2. Thank you so much for saying that, Poonam. Thank you so much for saying that. So I'll quickly, because it mentions Kundalini again, there are certain ways we all understand Kundalini, right? Especially because there are tantric practices, yoga practices, there are mantra practices, there are ritualistic practices. We're going to be doing none of those. So the decrees are very gentle. Because there is stuff in the body, the reactions sometimes feel like, oh my God, so much is coming out and so much is taking place. But the decrees themselves are so gentle. They're very kind and they're very loving. And therefore, it will be a very gentle practice for Kundalini rising. And really, we're doing Kundalini rising so that whatever is going on with our health starts being taken care of even faster and better. See you on Monday. See you on the call replays. Enjoy. Stay aligned. Stick to your goals. They will come true. Big love. Big hug. Keep drinking water. Keep using the decrees. Namaste from India.